what I have on this board now, on this, is I have 6 triangles, and missing sides are there to be found. But what I have done is to put on all the different situations that you can see as it relates to selecting the most appropriate ratio. And so you have to know what is given and what it is that you're being asked to find. The side that I want you to find, I have a question mark there. Now look and see what we have and what it is that we really want to find. We have an angle of 10 degrees at this point. See, this is our acute angle that we're making reference to. There are 2 acute angles, this one and the one down here. The other one, of course, if it's not the 90-degree angle, the other 2 are going to be the acute angles. Now, the size of the acute angle is 10 degrees, and this side, in comparison to the acute angle, is the adjacent side. Now remember, the side that is opposite is at this point. So let's say we give it a name. Let's say you call it R T U. Just call it RTU. Just send it 3 letters of your choice. Now RU is opposite to the angle, 10 degrees. TU is adjacent to the angle, that's the adjacent side to the angle, and TR or RT is the side that we call the hypotenuse. So we have the angle, the side adjacent to the angle, and now we want to find the hypotenuse. So which ratio deals with adjacent and hypotenuse? Of course, that is cosine, so you'd use the cosine ratio at this point. So cosine is the right ratio to use here. Let us see what we have right here. We have the angle. This is the acute angle making reference to. We also have the adjacent side that we do not know, and we also have the hypotenuse that is known. Now again, see which ratio deals with cosine and hypotenuse. And again, you get it right, that is cosine. So as you can see, for cosine, we can be asked to find, if you are given the angle, we can be asked to find the adjacent side, or we can be asked to find the hypotenuse. That is why we have the ratio that says cosine is equal to adjacent, that is A, over hypotenuse. So remember, for cosine, you could be asked to find the adjacent side, or you could be asked to find the hypotenuse, of course. So if you're going to be finding the hypotenuse, the angle and the adjacent side must be given. And if you're going to be finding the adjacent side, it means that the angle and, of course, the hypotenuse must be given to you. If you check out number 3 diagram, we realize that the angle is given to us, and we have the side that is adjacent to the angle to find, and of course we are being asked to find the opposite side. So the ratio that deals with opposite and adjacent in this case is tangent. So the tangent ratio is a ratio that we would use at this point. And then of course we would have to find, in this case, the opposite side to the angle. If you look at this one, the angle is given, the opposite side is also given, and we're being asked to find the adjacent side. So the tangent ratio, again, is the appropriate ratio to find the missing side. So remember what tangent states. The tangent is, so I'll just remind you, tangent, T is for tangent, is equal to the adjacent side over the, take this part out. So remember what the tangent ratio states. Tan T is for tangent is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side. That's what tangent is. This is the ratio. And so you could be given the angle and the opposite side to find the adjacent side, or you could be given the angle and the adjacent side to find the opposite side. And finally, we have the angle given to us, and of course the hypotenuse, and we want to find the opposite side to the angle. Again, only one ratio deals with opposite and hypotenuse, and that is the sine ratio. So we would use sine at this point. So see right here, sine of the angle would be equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse, and we use, of course, our knowledge right there to find the missing side. Again, look at this. We have the angle and the opposite side to find the hypotenuse. Again, the sine ratio would be the best ratio to use in this case. So remember what the sine ratio states. Sine ratio is equal to the opposite side to the angle over the hypotenuse. And that is why we say CXCtutors. So we have the little mnemonic that we use to remind ourselves of what the trig ratios are. So C is for cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Sine we know is opposite over hypotenuse, and tangent we know is opposite over adjacent. So we have another way you can sentence you may use to remind yourself to remember it is some old horses can always hear their owners approaching.